Hello everybody, how you doing? Cedric and CJ here, CRWC commentary, and we will be answering viewers on Double or Nothing. And, well, you know what? I shouldn't do this, and I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but compare and contrast, Zemo times 2534, he's basically our Starksville, our Charlie's from Starkville. That's who he is. He's our Charlie from Starkville. I think it's what it is, Starkville or something.
I think know. So, yeah.
So this is what we're going on this. So we're gonna jump right into it. So these comments about Double or Nothing and how he feels about things, and if he does get his writing area up, one, he's gonna have a friend from me. And I will be following him, and I will be advertising him in the videos, and I will be trying my best to boost what he does so others in that area can see what he does, because I think he has really good comments. Whether I agree with them or not, they're good comments. So that's how that's going. And if he chooses not to, give me a heads up so I ain't got to be waiting for nothing. All right, so he says, I feel so bad for Strong. I knew he would drop the belt to Will Ospreay, but it still sucks. Yeah. As soon as I was like, Will Ospreay, okay, Will's gonna win. Mm-hmm. It was just that. Yeah, he's gonna win. It's gonna suck. But then again, he's beating someone that they may look like a joke. Yeah. A great, epic professional wrestler that could put on 5-star matches in his sleep. And they just said, no, we ain't worried about that.
Had no desire to see him.
They made me not want to. Yeah, I didn't want to. I thought it was funny him, yelling out names and whatnot. But
it was funny for the first month.
Yeah, because it was funny, but then when I realized it's going nowhere, I lost care. I wish it went somewhere. I did not expect MJF to return, but it did make the show a bit better. Yes, it did. Yeah. Yes, it did. And I was like, this is the best part of the show. Yeah. Roll credits. That's best part of the show. Pac should just leave AEW and go to Japan or even WWE. It'd be better than wasting his time in a company that will go out of business in the next year or so. I can say the same thing about Jay and Juice. All three men are very talented, but are held back by stupidity. That is absolutely right. Can you disagree with that? Yeah. Speaking of stupid, why Jericho? Just bloody why? He never puts anyone over, and he underperforms in every match. The man is a plague and needs to go away. I can't believe Hook and Shibata were wasted like that. I can't believe Shibata signed up for this crap. I would watch 100 Yano matches over a single Jericho match. Yano's funny though.
Yano's great. And then every now and then he'll bust out that, yeah, I'm a real good wrestler on you.
yeah, total Yano. He went against it wasn't Hinade, it was somebody else. But he turned on that meme. Mm-hmm. I saw it. I said, "Oh, there he is."
I wish I would watch him in his mean heyday.
Yeah, because I was like, that was I can't. That wrestling wise haunted me about Yano. I was like, this jokester guy you seeing ain't him. That ain't the real him.
He let his guy out.
Yes. If anyone seen Scandal, he let his guy out.
You got to keep your guy in, man.
Pac is really good, but the way AEW presents him, I'm like, let's just go on this only, okay? The way AEW presents him, if this is all I'd ever seen of him, I was like, the guy can't pro wrestle. He can punch, he can kick, he can waste 15 years of my life standing on the top rope before he jumped, but he's worthless. That's where I would see him. But I know better, and I've seen a couple of better when he was Alistair, but yeah, he's wasted. And then you said that let's see, who else?
Jay and Juice.
Jay and Juice. Yeah. Yeah. Was it C.J. Parker or something in WWE? He was wasted. Jay White. I'm gonna say this. He's wasted. And look, Jim Cornette and Brian Last will talk trash on Jay White, saying that he sucks, he doesn't do good promos, and all this and that. Look, I'm gonna tell you that they can shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Jay White can cut great promos, but he's got nothing to work with.
Nothing.
He has nothing to work with and no one to work with.
And that always got him cutting promos immediately after he wrestles when he can't breathe.
And then when he has to cut a promo, it's against nothing.
Yeah.
It's against no one. He's always got to do cold promos, epic, detailed promos about something that he's not even involved in yet. How you gonna do that? Mm-hmm. Imagine Ric Flair cutting an epic promo at the end of a match against a jobber, talking about the jobber. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna work.
What Jim Cornette and Brian Last don't understand, because they haven't watched him in New Japan, is that Jay White likes to cut promos kind of like Jeff Jarrett, where he gets really personal.
Jay White and MJF, they went at each other a little bit, but it was two heels. Mm-hmm. It was two heels, and Jay White got to cut promos with nothing to work with. Him and MJF, for all I know, they don't have history that they can use in AEW. Mm-hmm. They got to use each other's history based. MJF didn't even have material to use against Jay White.
Nope.
None of them did. You know, MJF used material that he would use against somebody else, and then just picked on Jay White's intro and outro, and that's about it. That was it. MJF didn't have anything. His promos against Jay White were shitty because he had nothing. Jay White's was shitty against him because he had nothing. Build up, fight, beef a little bit physically, and then you got something. They did. That's how it went for MJF and CM Punk. They had beef. There were things, short-lived segments, and then they used it to build up. I know what Tony Khan is doing. I understand why he's doing it. It just don't work.
You're probably the only one.
You give the people what they want, and that is the ultimate monkey paw. The problem is he's not doing it as a monkey paw. He's serious. He's not going to jack the people up with what they want. He thinks he's doing the right thing. You don't give them long-winded stuff. You jump right into the meat of it. You get the action going. You get the situation over. Then you have the match. Why wait? Why spend months building up to something? Just have it. That's where he's at. And that's what he's doing. He's trying to build a feud in 2 weeks before giving them 4 months off. And now Brian Keith is stuck with Jericho and will just be wasted just like Big Bill. Yeah. I understand that they wanted Goon. I'm not saying that. I understand they wanted Goon to be a fighting champ and work through the pain, but with the way his body was bandaged up, there's no way he should have been able to beat Konosuke. How many wrestlers will Tony Khan bury just to make Goon look good? All of them. All of them. Because I saw Goon come out, I said, he shouldn't even be in the ring. Mm-hmm. I said, he's going to beat this dude. Fast forward. That's exactly fast forward. He's going to beat this guy. Fast forward. You know, and Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, look, how would I have worked with him? You work with smaller wrestlers. You go in, you beat them in 3 to 5 minutes. That's it. Don't do everything you can. Just do a little bit. You're the bounty hunter. You build yourself up as someone. You beat them with, you got 3 different finishers. You'll see one month, one another month, yada, yada, yada. Now everyone knows, they're educated that you can do one of those things. Which one they going to see? They don't know. And you might have another in your back pocket. After that, someone requisitioned you. Hey, I need this guy to not be able to challenge me for my belt. I need you to take him out. And then make sure that it's always tight. Like, this is about to be a three-way match. He takes out one of the guys. He take him out. How, when, where? That's up to him.
If you're going to have that moniker, you might as well work with it.
Yes. It could be a brain buster in the back, on the floor. Dude's done. Right? Dude's done. The bounty hunter. Now the bounty hunter's born. He goes out, he wrestles his matches, yada yada. The one he messed up comes back after a month of healing, and now he's got to get back at him. Wow, a feud! Just as he was about to go after somebody else, he gets attacked by the one that he put out.
That'd be cool.
How hard is that? Edge and Malachi Black was good, but I did not like the finish. Sorry, but Black should have won. House of Black, yeah. He's Alice. He would have been Aleister Black. My bad. I got the names wrong earlier. Pac, yeah. I'm sorry. My bad. But House of Black are supposed to be the dominant group, but they could not defeat a man in his 50s. Okay, first, age shaming, no. I got to disagree with you on that. Just because he's 50 doesn't mean he should lose. All right? One, good shape, knows what he's doing. He can go in that ring. Adam Copeland is all good. Just because he's 50 don't mean he's out the pasture. All right? So you might want to walk that one back. But still, this was, what? Was this even, was this match was it for a belt? I can't remember. I wrote stuff down, but that's been erased.
I know. I did.
It was.
Adam Copeland have a belt?
TNT belt.
Okay.
For the TNT belt. And they should have beat him. He's outnumbered, outgunned, and then he gets saved by an older person who barely got knees. That just don't look good for the House of Black. Tony Khan just can't help himself. He just loves burying every fucking wrestler that is not connected to the Elite or MJF or Christian Cage, also known as the true heel in AEW. I have always liked Gangrel, so seeing him pop up was a nice surprise. Edge broke his leg after that dive, and it reminded me of when Sid broke his leg in WCW. It was nasty, and I think I got that on tape.
I think you do too.
And I was watching, poof, I was like, is that supposed to happen? I was, because in wrestling I didn't know there were works like that.
Yeah,
not for WCW. Yeah. I did for WWF, but I didn't think for WCW. And I was young. I was 19, 20. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my goodness. You know, hey, been there, done that.
What I didn't like about the whole Adam Copeland, Malachi Black, because they showed the build-up. We hadn't seen the build-up because we weren't watching the weekly show. But they went over the build-up. Basically, is a matter of Adam Copeland's like, you're going to turn me back to the old me. But once the match started, it was just a regular hardcore match. It was nothing more sinister, nothing.
Copeland, Copeland came out with his music. Then it's the Brood. Everyone was like, oh, only a small amount of the audience popped when they saw the Brood in that on his screen. Yeah, because they don't know.
They don't know. And I'm like, okay. And it was just nothing special. It was just I'm going to claw you up match with some.
I'm going to do everything in this cage that would normally be done without the cage.
And that's it. I'm like, okay. I
was bored.
It was a waste. It was a waste.
House of Black should have won that match instead of, we have always been whooping the hell out of Adam Copeland. We're going to come to the ring and stand at his side to tease turning on Malachi Black, who we haven't had any beef with, but then immediately attack the guy that we don't like. That told everything.
And then what makes it so bad is when they stood there beside Adam Copeland, Adam kind of looked like, what okay, great.
Yeah. But it was confusion. Great. What are y'all doing? And Malachi, no, my minions. Oh, y'all on my side. Cool. And so, okay, he says, it is a shame Willow lost the TBS title, but the only silver lining I can see is, seeing this, is that Willow might go after Toni Storm and the AEW women's title. Okay, first of all, it is a damn shame that she lost the belt.
Yes.
But I saw it coming 3 months ahead of time.
Yes.
When she got back, she's going to be there, Monet. I was like, okay, she's gonna beat Willow for this belt. Okay, it was obvious. She wants to get her stuff back. Okay, I saw that coming. I was like, how they gonna do it? And it looked craptacular. Willow had to sell and help this woman look good because Mercedes Moné can't wrestle.
It sounds surprisingly familiar. I think it happened a little over a year, 18 months ago. I think her name was Saraya.
Oh, that sounds so familiar.
Oh, gosh.
But going after Toni Storm, Willow is not going to beat Toni Storm because Toni Storm, I'm going to have to say this, going on gimmick, in-ring performance or whatnot, she's red hot. I hated the indie level ending of that match. A super power driver followed by a regular one.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. After hitting that super one, that should have been it.
Yep.
That should have been it. You know, I know what they were trying to do. Deeb, you are strong. You need this to get beat. I get that, but that was stupid. Because all you had to do was the first power driver. That would be like, and Tony could have been like, you know, you're a great competitor, but you're not me. And it sucks that I had to power drive you off the second rope. But clearly that's what it took. But you have to understand, I will do that to anyone to keep what's mine. Something. But you can work with it.
Yeah, Willow challenged Toni. Willow is not going to win, unfortunately, because of Toni and her gimmick and yada yada. But if they were to have a straight up match, it would be so good.
It would be so good.
It would be so good.
Willow is going to beef with Statlander right now.
Yeah,
so that's,
when she comes back in 4 months, because you know she lost the belt, so she gotta disappear.
Yeah, that's right. Willow got to be gone.
Now we could be wrong because we ain't watching the weekly crap.
Yeah, we're not watching that shit.
If we go on the past 5 years and the way Tony runs his show, when you lose a belt, you disappear. It's like you gotta go hide in a rock, under a rock in shame.
A minimum of 2 weeks, a most of 4 months. That's about how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly E-Fed 101 how I've seen it done. It's a rotation that Tony Khan got, and that's why they do that. He's not intentionally saying, okay, you got to go now. It's just a rotation thing that he's got going, and he's sticking to it no matter what. And the idea, I know what his point is to give others a chance to shine, but he don't make them shine. They just come out dusted over, and they leave even dirtier. That's about what that is. You know, you gotta dust off your action figures, man. You know, there's people that showcase their toys on camera and stuff. They dust them before they put them up there. You know. Let's see what Cage versus Strickland was good, but predictable. Yeah. I know it is too soon to take the AEW belt off Strickland, but honestly, I would have loved it if Cage won. I see where you're coming from, and I know, and yeah, because for me, the way I see it, Strickland, they don't know what they want to do with him. They keep whooping his ass. Cage has been consistent as a bad guy. Strickland, he's a super heel that the fans were loving because his heelism seemed legitimate. It seemed vile. And he won't backing down, and he showed how good he was. Good on the mic, good in the ring. Indie level, but he can also pro wrestle if he has to. So he was a good package, but then he started doing babyface stuff as a heel, which don't look good. So I'm like, as much as I'm as sick of Christian Cage as I kind of am because of what he's been doing and not being who he should be, I'd rather see on Cage because at least he's consistent. And I want to see consistency with a champion or any wrestler, to be honest with you. He says the fans would be beyond pissed off, and Cage would take every opportunity to antagonize them like the great heel that he is. Yes,
Ugh.
Cage has gotten over huge in spite of AEW and their dumbass booking. This is how great he is. Give the man his flowers. You know what? There's a lot of people that say, yeah, give him his flowers when he's in the ground.
Yeah, well, after he's planted.
But he's consistent. He's a damn good heel. He's great. Consistent. He knows what he's doing and how to do it. Hey, Cedra, you are pissed off at Christian Cage the way he come out and do his stuff. It elicits a response from you. That means he's doing his job right.
He's doing his job right because he's being who he is. Tony ain't got nothing to do with this. Only thing that Tony controls is bastardizing even further Luchasaurus, and then he hired Nick Wayne to be a valet and his mama. All that little reindeer game surrounding Christian is Tony's doing. But Christian's just being Christian.
Christian, in a way, yeah, he knows how to put that on. But Christian, I'm going to say this. You can tell he can be a jerk in real life, and he's ramping it up. But, man, if you look at those little twitches in his eyes and his mouth when someone's cutting certain promos on him, you can tell he wants to bust up laughing. You can see it. MJF had caught him a couple of times. Swerve caught him once. Who else caught him? Darby Allin caught him once. Sting caught him about 3 times in one promo. So I could see it. I was like, he wants to laugh. I found it funny. But yet, those that ain't looking for those little things, it's like he never breaks character. It's like, no, I saw him break. And it's funny for me.
And you're right. He doesn't listen to response. And it isn't he doesn't have Jericho's go home heat,
Nope.
So that's a great thing. I just hate about 50% of his in-ring.
50%?
Yeah.
I get why. I can see why.
Because I love pacing in a match. I love when someone takes control and
he takes too long for you, right?
He takes too long. And it's almost between every move. He got to strut his flat ass around in a nice slow circle and then do something else. And then strut his flat ass around a nice slow circle and do something else. If you're going to strut around a circle like that long and that slow, you need to have some booty, something to look at. And he ain't got nothing. It's almost inverted. It's a shame.
This is just coming from the woman's point of view, ain't this? I'm not trying to look. I don't care. It means nothing to me.
It sure does. Just like you talking about these women don't mean a damn thing to me.
See, that's what the problem is. It should mean everything to you.
No, it shouldn't.
Yes, it do. I'm glad we had this talk.
They rancid, and you know it too.
They what?
They're rancid.
There's a lot. I just don't trust those women to be really clean. I just don't.
But yeah,
I ain't talking about some disease. No, there's just things way outside of wrestling that scared the shit out of me. Okay, so.
But yeah, he's got his heel game down. He's been doing it for 11 years. Okay, great. His in-ring is terrible to me.
I wonder if Christian does that to slow his opponent down. Like, stop rushing with everything. Because everyone he wrestles, they're used to rushing through the whole match. 22 minutes, high, fast pace, yada yada, don't stop. It's like, chill.
Or maybe he's like, you know what? I'm damn near 50. I'm going to take my time. But it's too much time.
Yeah.
It's too much time.
He says the flamethrower spot was insane. I have seen insane things in wrestling, but that spot was just beyond mad. I understand wanting to try new things, but there has to be a limit. And worse, Jack magically recovered and won the match for his team. Now, when he did that, I was like, I didn't care. AEW is so damn stupid. When stupid shit happen, I just overlook it. I'm like,
I like he was on fire and had to be put out. And he
was barely on fire.
He mans up from the flames and the burns to win the match.
First of all, it was just his legs that burned up. His arms is what's hooking the legs. You know, his legs were burned up. He could have just, you know, Zach Gowen his ass over there and got the pin. I'm just saying. What? What?
Why you invoke Zach?
I don't know any, you know, limb missing people in wrestling. And Zach was damn good to have one leg.
Oh shit! Yeah, he was.
He had a beautiful moonsault.
He was just too light.
First of all, he was a one-legged man doing some really good arm drags. Damn that.
Yeah.
He was doing arm drags better than everybody else. He got one leg.
He couldn't take any damage though. It was like the Zack Sabre effect. He do all these wonderful moves and then, that's over.
Zach couldn't work this style for one reason, because I don't know how well he could nip up.
Yeah, if you can't nip up in current wrestling, you might as well hang it up.
In wrestling, you got to take a hit and then nip up. You know, that's wrestling. You nip up. You always nip up. You know, it's been 45-minute match. You're beat down. You've been hurt. Your leg been worked over. Your arms, your back, your navel. You've been shot in the spleen, but you nip up.
And set on fire.
And set on fire. You nip up. You know, that's what you do. He says, I wish Danielson would just challenge Zack Sabre Jr. to one last match and retire with dignity.
Yeah. You called it, man. I don't know what the fuck Danielson is doing anymore. He's working with anybody. He was in a club. Now it's just, I'm going to work with anybody.
The sooner Tony Khan goes away, the better. After all these years, Tony Khan is still ignoring the criticism. His head is too far up the elite's butts to listen. Good commentary, guys.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you. Tony Khan, before we get up out of here, I want y'all to understand something. Tony Khan is all about pride. Tony Khan, he's got enough money. He's got that literally fuck you money. All right. It's a boy that had a wrestling e-fed. It was Dynamite. He had his things. It was Attitude Era Love. That's what it was. Attitude Era Love. Everyone has to shine. Everyone has to have a good long match. You know, title matches, the best title matches were long matches. So if everyone can have a long match, it's like a title match and everyone has a good match. That's where he is.
No.
He has waited decades, and now he's got it. And this is his baby. That's why he's not publicly traded. It's a private company because only he dictates how it goes.
Oh, he wants to be the Vince McMahon, Darth Vader, all wrapped up into one.
And what it is he's listening to the elite. He's listening to those people because they are wrestlers. They know what they're doing. That's how he feels. So he's going to listen to them. He's going to have his Dynamite. They're going to do the indie stuff that Tony Khan likes because Tony Khan likes indie stuff. It's just that. All that crap that you saw, Anarchy in the Arena and all this other stuff, Tony's like, yes, do what you want. Have fun. It's going to pop the crowd. I'll get what music you want. I will keep you happy because if I don't keep you happy, then you'll get mad and leave me. And if you leave me, then I don't have anything because the elite is the ones that put this on the map. That's where Tony is. You're my friends and I trust you and I like you. I know what the others say. I hear the criticism, but I'm not going to listen to them because they're not my friends. You are.
Tony needs to ask himself one question and one question only. And it's the question that every wrestler should ask themselves when they are faced with a decision. Will this decision land me on the dark side of the ring in 10 years?
Oh, shit.
That's the only question you got to ask.
Wow. Okay.
And if the answer is yes, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
AEW is going to be on the dark side of the ring.
Do not make great TV in a decade. Don't do it.
And look, and Zemo says that he's not going to be in business in a few years, so long as Shad Khan can pump money to his son, they're going to be in business. I promise you, Tony Khan is using his other sports investments to keep this going.
Yeah.
I promise you, his dad is investing money, taking certain stocks and saying, here you go, son. And I'm sure the company was like the TV station's like, look, this is a loss. And Tony's like, Daddy, you got to understand why I like this and why I love this. Come out, you'll see. He's like, I see, son. This is great. I love you. Here's money. And Tony's like, yay. And they was like, we don't want to give you what you want because this sucks. And it's like, but I want to keep doing this. They want to keep doing this. Well, you can go to YouTube or something. We could show Gone with the Wind and make more ratings than what you're doing because you're pretty much gone in the wind. So it's like, oh man, it's like, look, we could just throw it the Rifleman. That right there is going to pop a crowd. Tony Khan is not going to get what he wants. He's going to get less money. I'm thinking that Collision and whatnot, they want to renew all these things, but it's not going to be for what Tony Khan wants. Tony's going to be mad. And it's like, dude, you paying more wrestlers more money than your own company's worth. So, but that's why it's not going to go away for a while. But once those pockets get hit, here's how you know. You want to know the sign of Tony Khan when he realizes, oh shit, I must make a change? He will talk about possibly going public. That's when you know the shit is starting to hit the fan. When Tony Khan says we might go public. And at that point, you will see the sadness. And he might just say, look, y'all just give me 10% of profits. Y'all can have it. I'm done. This is my baby, and it's no longer my baby because it's got to go public. I'm done. Tony Khan will shut this shit down before he got to give it to somebody else. Dynamite and whatnot is his baby. But when he starts talking about it, not saying he'll do it, but he might mention it, or someone might mention it for him at a scrum.
A scrum.
But yeah. So, thank you, Zemo. And anyone, leave a comment or whatnot. It's all good. Give us something to talk about. So with that said, it's been Cedric Castillo for CR Wrestling Commentary, answering viewers on Double or Nothing. And so with that, y'all be cool, be chill, be safe, and we'll see you next time.